The sea was calm that night, as it often was when the moon hung full and bright above the waves. The fishermen of the small coastal village had returned hours ago, their boats heavy with the day's catch, and the children had long since been put to bed. But the sea was never truly silent, not to those who knew how to listen. Beneath the gentle lapping of the waves, beneath the sigh of the wind, there was something else. Something older. They called her the Lady of the Deep, though no one dared speak her name aloud. The elders of the village whispered that she had been waiting since the first ship dared to cross her waters. Some said she was a spirit, others a forgotten goddess, but all agreed on one thing: she was patient, and she was always watching. The story began with a boy named Eli. He was 12 years old, with sun-browned skin and a heart full of curiosity. His father was a fisherman, like his father before him, and Eli knew the sea as well as he knew his own home. But there were things his father refused to teach him, things about the deep waters beyond the bay where the light could not reach. "You stay close to shore," his father would say, his voice firm. "The sea gives, but she also takes, and some things that go into her depths do not come back." Eli listened, as good sons do, but the warning only made him wonder more. Late at night, when the house was quiet, he would creep to the window and stare at the distant blackness of the open ocean. Sometimes he swore he saw a flicker of movement beneath the waves, something too large to be a fish, too slow to be a ship. Then, one evening, the dreams began. In his sleep, Eli heard singing. It was soft at first, like the murmur of the tide against the sand, but it grew clearer each night. The voice was beautiful, but strange, not human, not quite. It spoke no words he could understand, yet somehow he knew what it wanted. It was calling him. "You look tired," his mother said one morning, pressing a hand to his forehead. "Are you feeling well?" Eli nodded, but he knew something was wrong. The song was growing louder. It no longer waited for nightfall. He could hear it even in daylight, whispering at the edge of his thoughts. On the 7th night he could resist no longer. He slipped out of bed, pulled on his coat, and walked down to the shore. The sand was cool beneath his bare feet, the air thick with salt and mist. The waves rolled in, gentle, inviting. And then he saw her. She rose from the water like smoke, her form shimmering between the moonlight and shadow. Her hair was long and dark, drifting around her like seaweed in the current. Her eyes were deep as the ocean floor. "You have heard me," she said, and her voice was the song from his dreams. "You have come." Eli could not move. Fear and wonder held him still. "I have waited so long," she murmured. "So many years, so many voices lost to the waves. But you listen. Why me?" Eli managed to ask. She smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "Because the sea is hungry, little one, and she does not like to wait alone." Then the water surged, cold and sudden, wrapping around his ankles like grasping fingers. Eli tried to pull back, but the tide was too strong. The lady reached for him, her hands pale as foam, and then a shout tore through the night. "Eli!" His father's voice. Strong, desperate. Eli turned just as a net flew over his head, landing between him and the lady. She hissed, recoiling as if the rough ropes burned her. In that moment Eli stumbled back, falling into his father's arms. The villagers came then, carrying torches and iron, things the sea did not like. The lady watched them, her eyes glowing like drowned stars, before sinking beneath the waves without a sound. The next morning, the sea was calm again. Too calm. Eli never spoke of what happened that night, not even to his father. But sometimes, when the moon was full and the wind was still, he would stand at the shore and listen. And if the waves whispered his name, he did not answer. For the Lady of the Deep was still waiting, and the sea never forgets.